So they say that Trixie's become a bit greater heroic. She's cleaning up the streets. About time. So they say it's real friendship. So friendship this. She signed this. So they say we'll have blanks in bed. We can open by Monday. Thanks to you. Thanks to me. It's the perfect story. So they say a hero leading the way. Trixie's call to glory. Let's all be our best. Next up, whoa. Trixie thinks we've already used our accolade amount of Dr. Horrible songs for this fic. Let me guess, we're saving one. We're saving one. Oh, but I like Dr. Horrible. Yeah, but you're gonna have to figure out a new one. Fine, Trix, fine. Sorry, folks, I wanted to sing the rest of the song, but you heard Trixie. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am not finished yet, on that much you can bet. Not even close. Now I know what to do to get to you. I will go through those you love most. Well, Rainbow Dash, Spitfire said, as the young Pegasus ended her audition for the Wonderbolts. Yeah? Asked Rainbow Dash with bated breath. Still, she swore something was off about Spitfire's eyes. Something seemed wrong, missing. But who cared? It was the moment she waited for her entire life. You did not make the cut. Not even close. Rainbow Dash's face fell. What? Spitfire snickered. Yep. Worst tryout we've ever seen. Rainbow Dash's eyes teared up. But... in fact, it was so horrible, we'll likely reject all future applications from you. Sorry. Trixie, you think you've won? You think I'm so easily undone? Did you forget I am the master of your fate? You are about to see how little you know of me as I prepare for checkmate. And here is my greatest design, said Rarity proudly, selling Fancy Pants an absolutely amazing dress, the dress of her dreams. Fancy Pants looked over carefully. Yes? Asked Rarity, craving his attention. He was the one whose word could make or break her designs with his sway and Canterlot, and he was her friend after all. Still, his eyes seemed just off. Something was wrong about them. Well, I do not love it. Rarity's face fell. You don't like it? I would not say I hate it, but it just seems amateurish and not good at all. I will admit, it may come at a price. I know what to be precise. When you have nothing left at all, it takes more tools to my snare. It's something I no longer care, so long as you take the fall. What do you mean? Asked Fluttershy, watching her animals be taken away from her home by animal control.
Sir, miss, well, we have decided you're a very poor caretaker, said the animal control officer.
Her eyes. Didn't mean feel Fluttershy feel scared. These animals would be better off with someone who could take care of them properly. No! Don't take them away! Fluttershy screamed, tears in her eyes as she desperately held onto Angel's cage. Well, okay, you can get rid of Angel, but the rest... I never let go of my friends. Give me another chance. Yes! I realize now. It doesn't matter how. I've reduced you to that state. It's all I want, my pet. It's what I want, I get. So long as you can say checkmate. What are your money foreclosed? Asked Applejack in complete shock. Sorry, lady, I don't make the laws, I just carry him out, said the official pony. Applejack shivered when she looked at her eyes. You didn't pay up, so Sweet Apple Acres is being foreclosed on, simple as that. Applejack sunk to her flanks, tears in her eyes. No, let's keep it happening. Oh, we've got alright two bidders. They said their names are the Flim Flam brothers, said another official pony with the first. He didn't have the same eyes. No matter who must be hurt, no matter how much force I exert, so long as it ends with me in control, it will be worth it in the end. Victory is just around the bend. I can feel it in my soul. No, said Pinky. Hair straightens and arrows. She wants the cakes, but clothes shines at Sugar Cube Corner. Both crying. Pumpkin and Pound hung off of her, crying their eyes out. How could this happen? Asked Pinky, tears running down her face. Sorry, Pinky. We just could not keep up with that new business that moved in, said Mrs. Cake. Pinky didn't like how her eyes looked. Looks like you had to move back with the rock farm with Mom and Pa Pie, said Mr. Cake with a sigh. Sighs clicked normal. No, I can't leave my friends! Twilight watched all of this, helpless to stop any of it. Checker gave a demented chuckle to herself, leaving Twilight's dream and turning around. That is the last dream for tonight, she said, giving a maniac smile. The best way to make someone's worst nightmare come true is to bring their worst fear to life. They let their minds do the rest, she stated, to look to her followers. Come, Helpy Hoof, Diamond Dogs, she said to raise my tone. I think tomorrow this town gets to meet Checker Monarch in the flesh. Tomorrow I will make my final play. Yes, tomorrow is the day. I have set the date. All the faces will fall into place. And when it ends, it will be your disgrace. It will be check and mate. Whew! I love making up the beat. Checker sung slowly as he tried it off. Oh, I'm sorry, I turned this into a rock song. My apologies. Helping Huff and the Diamond Dogs following behind. Wait, this isn't real, said Twilight, noticing something. Spitfire is a friend of Rainbow Dash, and I know her. There's no way she'd be that cruel. Animal Control wouldn't take all Fluttershy's animals. She's a licensed animal care specialist and respected by local vets. She's done nothing wrong. Fancy Pants isn't a fashion critic, and he found that simple dress rarity made me charming. Sweet Apple Acres doesn't care we even own a mortgage. It was given to the apples by Princess Celestia herself. Not to mention, she and Fluttershy would have both gotten warnings first. And competition in Ponyville isn't heavy enough for Sugar Cube Corner to be running out of business. There is no business in town. This is a dream, she stated, everything freezing and becoming a perfectly normal day as she took control over it. By the way, I just realized part of Fall was based off of this. Twilight stood in the kitchen cooking up breakfast. She normally just made something quick, but she felt after the day she had yesterday, Trixie deserved a big breakfast. She was proud of her friend. The show mare had certainly come a long way since it all started. Good morning, Twilight Sparkle, said Trixie in a rather pleasant tone. Twilight smiled, turning to see Trixie, who looked rather happy. Morning, Trixie! Making breakfast! Trixie nodded, then gave a blink. Wait, this place has a kitchen? She asked, having not actually dozed before now. In the lab, Spike said, eating some gems for breakfast. A laboratory? Asked Trixie, blinking again, then giving Twilight a look. Yeah, in the basement, Twilight said cheerily as he flipped a pancake. Trixie shook it off. Trixie understands. So, the Sugar Cube Corner today, Twilight nodded, with Pinkie Pie, but that's not for an hour or so. She said, then looked thoughtful. Hey, Trixie, could you maybe teach me that fireworks spell you know? Trixie blinked in shock. You want Trixie to teach you? Twilight nodded with a smile. Most of what I can do is stuff I learned. All having magic as my special talent means is that I've got larger magic reserves and can learn more spells and more powerful spells than most unicorns. It doesn't mean I instantly know every spell. And half my training with Celestia was conditioning my horn to be able to handle my magic, which took a lot longer than it would for most. Trixie nodded slowly. She knew unicorns typically had more magic reserves than they could safely use. It was the same principle as how Messels were typically far stronger than they typically appeared, because they could damage themselves otherwise. Put too much stress on a horn with a powerful spell for too long of a period, and it could crack, or even break. Plot point! Plot point! Plot point! I'm sorry, I just felt like needing to point out plot point! That seemed very, very important. Thankfully, as with most built-in limitations prevent this, still, many unicorns neglected that part of training and hurt themselves. Alright, Trixie shall teach you. My, that was a wonderful vacation, said the elderly unicorn mare as they arrived at her home in Huffington. She was dark blue in color with a long white mane and tail, having vibrant purple eyes. Her key mark was a comedy and tragedy theater mask, comedy overlapping tragedy. She wasn't nearly as old as Granny Smith, but still her age showed somewhat. She still seemed to be in very good physical condition and took good care of herself. She had various zebra trinkets on her, as well as 2 suitcases. Zaparika is always lovely this time of year. The locals are so inviting, she remarked, smiling widely as she unlocked the door. Walking in, she found a squirrel laying on the floor. What's this? She said, lifting up, a cheery little aura opening it, then gasping, reading it. Slowly tears of joy forming in her eyes. Trixie. Miss Monarch? asked Helping Hoof, trembling before the demented mare. Yes, Helping Hoof, asked Checker, getting her mane and tail back in order, but keeping the same monotone she had since the night before. She was also wearing business pants that matched the rest of her outfit to look more professional. Does the board of directors reply to your letter? The stallion replied, floating the letter to her. Dear Miss Monarch, we have examined your proposal and found that your idea was another stroke of brilliance. We'll be in Ponyville tomorrow for your presentation, but we're sure you've chosen wisely. Monarch Incorporated Board of Directors. P.S. We are so sorry. Please forgive us for any wrongdoing we have done, almighty Checker. Checker read, giving another deranged smirk. Perfect. She stared, turning around and looking at a mirror held up by Rover. She seemed to focus, managing to give what appeared for all intents and purposes to be a genuine smile. How do I look? She asked, her voice sounding almost perfectly normal, but still with a coldness if one listened to it. Perfect, Miss Monarch, Helvinghoff replied, giving a shudder. There was one thing that always scared him about Checker. Was everything? Was how she could hide her true nature under a facade when she wanted to. Naturally, a manipulator wouldn't be a manipulator if she couldn't. Even now, while unhinged as she was, she could do it and not disturb him. The meeting with Mayor Mare is all set up. Twilight concentrated, setting off a few small-scale fireworks around her. Good job, Twilight. Not perfect, but a good job for her first try, Trixie said, giving a genuine smile. Now, what's Trixie? She announced in her normal dramatic fashion. She was using it a bit more frequently now. Twilight didn't think she was hiding anything anymore. It felt like Trixie seemed to enjoy being dramatic now, instead of using it as a shell. The key to good fireworks is letting the spell grow in one spot, then letting it all out at once, Trixie announced, seeing off several. When they settled, she gave a dramatic bow. The two were outside of Ponyville, so as not to disturb anyone. Thankfully, the rain had let up for now. Twilight nodded, concentrating on getting a fairly good fireworks blast. Trixie gave some applause and motioned for Twilight to bow. Masterfully done, Twilight Sparkle. You're a natural. Thanks. You're the perfect teacher, the purple unicorn replied, giving a theater bow. I mean it. You flatter, Trixie, Trixie replied, feigning shyness, but clearly appreciative. Twilight smiled. It felt good to see Trixie genuinely happy. I think I've seen quite enough, Miss Monarch, said Mayor Mare, looking over the diagrams the business mayor had supplied. It's just like your letter said. This would bring a lot of money to Ponyville, she said, putting a stamp of approval on the papers for the presentation the next day. It had already been set up. All this meeting was to do was finalize it. Checker had helping Hoof pack up. A pleasure doing business with you, Mayor Mare, she said, giving a small bow and shaking the mayor's hoof. I'm sure this will be wonderful for Ponyville. Checker then left for her assistant. Mare noticed something a little off in the mare's voice, but couldn't find anything particularly wrong with her otherwise, though she wondered why the mare wore sunglasses on a cloudy day. Twilight and Trixie walked through towards Sugar Cube Corner, Spike now riding on Twilight's back. A few ponies still glared at the unicorn, but some complimented our art show and were civil. Well, Trixie still has work to do, but she's pleased to see she's made progress with the townsfolk, she stated, having a spring in her step that was missing before. Well, you most certainly earned it, Trixie, Twilight replied with a bright smile. Trixie nodded. Trixie knows. It was not easy. Trixie couldn't have done it alone. Thank you, she said, looking genuinely timid as she said it, though awkward would be a better term. She was clearly not used to showing her emotions genuinely. Spike smiled, looking over the mare. Hey, what are friends for? Twilight nodded. Trixie nodded. Trixie knows that well now. She also sincerely wishes it hadn't taken so long to get through her thick skull. Twilight looked up, seeing a rainbow-haired Pegasus practicing some stunts. Hey there, Rainbow! Rainbow Dash looked down, saluted to him. Hey, girls! She said, flying down, landing next to them. Twilight noticed bags under Rainbow's eyes. She looked a little uncertain. That worried Twilight a little. Checker watched from an alley, her demented eyes watching events. She gave a crazed smirk and carefully moved a small disc underneath Rainbow Dash with telekinesis. Is something wrong, Rainbow Dash? Asked Trixie with a rather concerned expression. Nah, everything's fine, just fine, said Rainbow, avoiding eye contact. Hey, do you think my stunts are good? I mean, of course I know I'm awesome, but I want a second opinion. Twilight frowned, her dream from the night before coming to her mind. You're amazing, Rainbow Dash. You won the Best Young Flyers competition, could clear the sky in 10 seconds flat, and saved the 3 other Wonderbolts and Rarity from falling to their doom by performing a supposedly impossible sonic rainbow. I can't think of other Pegasi who could say that. Why do you even ask, Rainbow? Trixie asked in a concerned tone. She honestly wasn't surprised that Rainbow had done all that anymore. Was there any doubt? She stated, her tone praising and a friendly smile on her face. Rainbow Dash chuckled. Oh, no reason, the Pegasus replied, seeming a bit reassured and embarrassed spirits. Trixie smiled lightly, glad Rainbow had given a confidence boost. It felt good to help a friend. She wasn't afraid to admit it anymore. Then she looked up and saw lightning flash once or twice in the clouds. Something seemed strange. I was just practicing. Look out! Trixie suddenly yelled, tugging Rainbow Dash out of the way of a lightning bolt. Rainbow Dash stared wide-eyed at the scorched ground that had been standing on a few seconds ago, panting from surprise. Rainbow Dash, are you all right? Asked Twilight, running over, looking absolutely panicked. That wasn't the kind of lightning Trixie had struck her with before, or the shock Derpy had gotten from that lightning cloud. This was lightning like the kind that had blasted a tree in half at her slumber party. Sir, Rainbow Dash was a Pegasus, so she was resistant to lightning, but a direct hit? Trixie looked at Rainbow Dash in concern. Yes. Are you alright? Rainbow Dash got up and nodded. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks to Trixie, she said, but looked suspiciously at the place the lightning had hit. Rainbow Dash, Trixie would recommend not practicing right now, said Trixie, looking concerned at the Pegasus. Twilight nodded worriedly. She's right. That rain may have let up, but that storm is still dangerous. You better get indoors. Rainbow Dash nodded cautiously. Yeah, good idea. See you girls later. And thanks for the safe tricks. I owe you big time. Trixie chuckled at the nickname. What else are friends for? Trixie then went to Twilight once Rainbow Dash had flown safely to her home. Twilight, was Rainbow Dash not confident? Twilight nodded. I think so, but that's not as actually hard to believe as it sounds. Rainbow Dash may be a proud pony, but it wouldn't be the first time she needed some reassurance about her flying abilities. Still, Twilight couldn't help feeling uneasy. Seeing her friend nearly hit by lightning put her on edge. Checker gave a maniacal chuckle, taking out a small metal disc like the one she slipped under Rainbow Dash before putting it away. All according to plan. She said in a monotone, then snarled, "That's what you get for not following orders before, you stupid pawn!" She growled in an alternating voice, and slowly turned and walked towards the alley where Helping Hoof and the Diamond Dogs were weighing. "We have got work to do," she stated in a monotone. The four hadn't seen the act she just committed, but had an uneasy feeling. "Hello, Pinkie Pie," Tlai said as the group walked to the secret corner. "How are you today?" Trixie blinked, watching Pinkie walk over, Pumpkin and Pound climbing on her like she was its uncle Jim. But the Pink Pony didn't seem to mind it that much, except for making sure they didn't get hurt. "Hello, Pinkie Pie." "You girls," Pinkie Pie said excitedly. But Twilight couldn't help but think something was off. She seemed a bit darker colored, her mane a tiny bit straighter. Her enthusiasm seemed slightly more forced than usual. Pinkie Pie then looked at Trixie. "See? Just like I said. Tells you end up getting a job here." Trixie nodded, getting a confused look. "Yes, you did. So, these are the foes?" she asked, looking at the twins. "Yep. This Pound Cake and her sister Pumpkin Cake." Trixie sees. "You don't mind the Pumpkin Cake is sucking on your tail," Trixie replied, tilting her head with a raised eyebrow. Pinkie blinked, looking back at the foal presently, and sucking cutely on her tail. "Yum, yum, 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 yum." "Now, Pumpkin, Mr. and Mrs. Cake tells you not to do that anymore," Pinkie admonished, rather sternly. Well, for Pinkie Pie. Pumpkin stopped sucking her tail and nodded. "It's okay. I know my tail looks like cotton candy, and tasted like that one time," Pinkie replied, then nuzzled the foal and sat down on a rug, gave them some building blocks to play with. "There you go. Now, play nice while Pinkie is talking with her friends." Trixie's jaw dropped at the sight. Pinkie Pie is actually responsible. Twilight gave a nod with a smile. Pinkie might be out there sometimes, but she really is responsible when it comes to these two. Trixie nodded slowly. "What's more, Trixie has underestimated your ability to surprise her." She replied, then looked at Pinkie. "Are they your baby siblings?" Pinkie giggled and shook her head. "Nope! My family lives far away on a rock farm. Except for my cousin Octavia. She lives in Caroline with her roommate."
I repeat, yes, Pinkie, her roommate. Just like Lyra has her roommate.
"I just got really, really bored on Mom and Dad's farm, so they decided I might do better here. The Cakes are old family friends, so it was perfect." Trixie nodded slowly. "Trixie understands. She did something similar. So, what job will Trixie be doing? Making cupcakes?" "Nope! I don't make those when the audience can see me anymore," Pinkie muttered, getting a little actually angry. This he muttered something involving wanting to sue someone for defamation of character. "Don't worry, Pinks. I never do that joke on the show. Nor do I ever allow that fic to be mentioned on this show. Ever! Alongside Rainbow Factory. And that other fic involving Big Mac. They will never be mentioned on this show. Ever. Those who do will get a Charmander to the face. Ain't that right, Shari? Shari! So please, touch me. My Charmander needs fire practice, so he could grow up big and strong like my Charizard. His name is Spyro. Char! He sleeps in the basement. Ain't he adorable? Trixie blinked. "Yes, that makes perfect sense," she replied, her tone deadpan. "So, what's will Trixie be making then?" Pinkie giggled. "Apple pie!" she announced, and took a deep breath and music began to play. Trixie knows how to make apple pie. No instructional musical number needed. Trixie replied quickly. "Aww. Alright, fellas, no musical number this time," Pinkie called, causing the music to suddenly clear out. Trixie caught her head. "Who are you?" "Never mind. Trixie does not want to know. Lead Trixie to the kitchen." Trixie looked over herself, seeming rather confused. "Uh-oh," said Spike. "Here we go again." Twilight raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? She asked, looking at her assistant. Where she doesn't know how to do something, someone asks if she needs help. She says, Trixie does not need assistance. Then something goes horribly wrong. What's her spike? See it before. Pinkie Pie, Trixie asked, looking over her shoulder. Yes, Trixie? The party pony asked, hopping over. Trixie doesn't know this particular model of oven. Could you, maybe give her assistance? Asked Trixie in a friendly but awkward fashion. Two mares and a baby dragon's jaws dropped instantaneously. Trixie? Asked Twilight, dumbfounded. Yes. Did you just ask for help? Trixie replied, giving a rather content smile. Yes, Trixie did, Twilight. Trixie had an epiphany. She no longer cares if someone considers her weak when she's asking for help, or being kind. Trixie merely wants to be a new mare and start her new life. On top of that, she does not desire her attempts at jobs to go horribly wrong, because she refused help again. I smiled, and noticed as Pinkie's jaw was still dropped, and pushed it back into place. So, will you help Trixie? Pinkie Pie nodded, giving a wide smile. Of course! Don't worry, there's no way you can get skunked here, or stung by bees. Or you mean kind of sewing machine. Or, Twilight covered Pinkie's mouth as the pink mare continued listing off things behind it. Mrs. Cake walked over. You're right, you're Trixie, right? The mare asked. Trixie nodded right to the mare. Yes, Trixie, at your service. Glad to meet you, the mare said. Could you tell the twins a story, don't you know, before they go to bed? We normally do it ourselves, but we got a storyteller working us today. We thought we'd take advantage of that. It's not too much to ask. Trixie gave a smile. Of course, Trixie will love you, too. She replied with a dramatic bow. Pinkie, can you handle things here until Trixie is finished? Pinkie nodded excitedly. Okie-dokie-dokie! Trixie walked over to the foals. Hello, pumpkin cake. Pound cake. Are you ready for a story for Trixie? Trixie announced, using very tiny controlled fireworks. This is adorable. The two giggled, cut their hooves. Yes, it's a tale of how the ponies of the Dream Valley defeated the evil sorcerer Grogar. Enjoy. Pinkie? Asked Twilight, sounding a little concerned. Is everything okay? Trixie looked over her shoulder as she was preparing to make the first batch of apple pies. She looked a little nervous. Sure, Twilight, why not? Pinkie, Rainbow didn't tell us everything, but she did tell us that if your fur gets darker and your mane goes straight, something's wrong. Twilight replied seriously. She put a hoof on Pinkie's shoulder. Now what's wrong? Trixie gave a sigh. I just had a really, really, really nasty nightmare last night. Nightmare? Asked Twilight, blinking. Memories of her own entered her mind. What kind of nightmare? The cakes lost Sugar's cute corner. Another store ran them out. And I had to go back to the rock farm, away from all of you, said Pinkie Pie, looking genuinely hurt by the nightmare. I love my family, but I really miss everyone here that happened. Giggling at the ghosties didn't make me feel any better. Twilight gasped as she noticed something of similarity. She put a hoof on Pinkie's shoulder. Pinkie, there's nothing for you to worry about, she replied. There's no competition for Sugar Cube Corner in all of Ponyville. Besides, even if that did happen, I doubt they send you home to your parents. You're an adult, Pinkie. They can't do that. And none of us will let you guys go homeless. If I took Trixie in when I didn't know her that well, don't you think I would do that for a best friend and her loved ones if it came to it? Pinkie Pie looked thoughtful, then smiled widely, her mane popping back out, her fur returning to its true color. Yeah, you would! Thanks, Twilight. I needed that. Twilight chuckled, giving her friend a hug. It's fine, Pinkie. What kind of friend would I be if I didn't help? Pinkie Pie nodded, then looked over to Trixie, who was getting close to the end of the story. Pinkie smiled at his side and turned on the stove, humming her song to herself. And with the ring of the bell, the evil Grogar was banished back to the Dark Realm, and the Dream Valley was safe once more, Trixie announced, the illusionary projection showing the events as he spoke. The foals clapped, giggling, then yawned. Thank you, Pinkie, said Mrs. Cake. Her and Mr. Cake picking up the photos. You have a big hip. Trixie gave her a theatrical bow. It was a pleasure. If you ever need Trixie's services again, do not hesitate to ask. Trixie did head back to the kitchen. Trixie is ready to make an apple pie. Rainbow Dash slowly snuck back into the crater as he looked for the lightning, keeping her eyes out for anything suspicious. She looked at the crater, which looked like lightning had struck it a few more times. Eyes wide and pulled out a metal disc. Alright, something smells fishy around here, she said, heading off, being careful to stay undercover. Just in case.